Hi, Earth Nation, and welcome back to my summit. I'm Amanda with the Activated Earth, and we are talking about the what, how, when of the quantum. And for this particular episode, we are with Ildikó Szabó, and she is in Costa Rica. So just in case she may have to go off video while we're talking, just letting you all know we're going to keep her on here as long as we can because she looks lovely today.
Thank you.
And but if that happens, we'll go off video so you don't miss anything. So now I'm going to read you her bio. Ildikó is founder of the Bold Femme branding. She is a loving, creative, passionate woman. She has been asking questions and seeking answers all her life on the outside. She's traveled the world hoping to find happiness, success, and love, lived in 8 different countries, mostly as a single woman, and she accepted the challenges of life. Throughout her travels, she has worn different hats. She has given herself permission to combine all the methods that she has discovered and the techniques and the experiences she has had and started doing branding. She recently moved with a suitcase and started a new life in Costa Rica, ending a long-term relationship which was not serving anymore. Living her life close to nature and wildlife, love the freshly picked fruits and vegetables, walking barefoot and exploring. You're exploring yourself with curiosity. Life's a journey. Life is fun. Let's travel together. You know, just in the move to Costa Rica is a quantum leap in and of itself. And from what I know about you, you have been doing these quantum leaps for a while. So I thought maybe we could just start with your story around moving into this superpower of quantum leaping and tell us like where you were before and what was the key that you discovered for yourself that made this possible for you.
First of all, hello everybody. Thank you so much for having me, Amanda, on your beautiful and wonderful summit. I love the topic because we get to have it all. Everybody gets to have a quantum leap. It's all within you. When you are actually ready, it can happen in a split second. So what did it take from me, or where is the place I'm coming from? Well, I call myself a recovering people pleaser. And this is one of the things I get to overcome throughout my life. So I get to choose me. I get to choose what's serving me on a daily basis. And this has been a very long and a very deep transition, let's put it this way. And yes, as you said, the answers are really within, like we know exactly when a relationship is not working. So the question is like, when do I give myself permission to move on or talk openly with my partner? It wasn't serving him either. So it's not only about me. This is having an open conversation and then leaving the whole thing. But this goes for every area of your life. Like, are you really in that job position you have been dreaming of, like even as a child, that you wanted to achieve? So I kept asking these questions, and then, like, without inspired committed action, we know that nothing is happening, right? So then I got to take action. Was it easy, any of this? No. Did it worth it? Hell yes. And I really got to step into a place I haven't been. So yes, I packed up my stuff. I picked a place in a new country. I got on the plane and I arrived, and here I was. And then it's a blank canvas. So, like, for example, like, people get stuck on a blank canvas, but look at it from a different thing, like, how do you feel your life now? So I started doing what felt good. You get to follow what feels good for you. I started going to the beach every morning, walking barefoot, and enjoying that moment. And then I saw girls gathering in the morning, 6 a.m. And I said, what are they doing? And fit CrossFit. So I asked them, like, can I join? And so I did join. 3 times a week, I started doing CrossFit. So these are all little baby steps. But let me go to that quantum leap when I actually enrolled 7 new clients into my business in less than 72 hours. Because I have been online and I just didn't make the money somehow. Something just did not click. And I tell you what was the key element for this. I started connecting with people without wanting anything. Stepping into that energy without wanting to sell anything. And started listening to their problems, responding what they were saying, and connecting on that soul level. Of course, in the end, I told them that I do have a ridiculous offer right now. So if you are feeling called, work with me for a month for such and such amount. And I was really able to do that. And not only that, I made more money on that weekend than the whole last year. And this is all possible.
So what I'm hearing, because one of the things I really want people to grasp is how we can be in charge of our abundance. And one of those things is definitely money, you know. So what I'm hearing that for you, the key was to genuinely offer your gift and then wait to see if they resonated with you and your genuine desire to be of service.
Yes. It is all about energy. We are energy. Everything else is energy, and people feel that energy. And what is your intention? So people were asking, what is your intention? And I said, my intention is connection. And they still didn't believe it, because how often do you get this, that people want to connect with you and they don't want anything?
Yeah.
They don't want to sell you anything. So yes, I gave them a gift. What is their superpower for this life? So I knew already that I'm in generosity, and the energy is actually generosity. Giving away something to somebody without wanting anything back. And you can actually practice this every day. Because how often, like, we give something to somebody and waiting for the return, like, when do I get it back? And this is what I got to experience, and really, like, refine that energy, and really connecting on a deepest level, that you are really looking into each other. But it's not only the eyes, it's like looking at the soul. What could be behind that person? What is behind the curtain? And when that is your intention, and you set your intention, it is actually possible to see.
So what would you tell the person who is working virtually like you are, and they know they have a gift, and they know they have some wisdom to share, and they themselves have no money, and they know that this is how they would like to build their career and create their own abundance, and they're stuck in that cycle of, like, maybe they can't pay their bills, and they do need to enroll some clients, and they know that they know that it's worth it, And at the same time, they can't, maybe they're having trouble getting out of that mindset of like, I really need to earn some money. And they can't seem to enroll the client. How would you counsel that person to get past that hurdle?
That you actually start practicing calling the people you know and ask them how you can support them. Really. But before you go on a call, you get to drop into your heart and totally get out of your head. I'm going to share this practice, which I still do. Every morning, I breathe through my heart 7 times, and I tell something nice to myself. Before I go on calls, before my feet hit the floor, because you get to give it to yourself. And also before you go on the call, put your hand on your heart and feel yourself. All the generous, beautiful gifts you already have. The way you connect with people, the way you make people laugh, the way you listen to people, the way you are vulnerable and sharing side of you. Just tap into that energy, which is you. If you don't know what are these gifts, you get to ask your family, you get to ask your friends, like, what do you get from me? Like, how do you feel when I'm with you? What is the best thing about me? Because sometimes we are so locked away that we just, it's hard to tap in there. And I totally understand that because I've been there myself. And even start practicing with strangers, just having those conversations and ask somebody how their day is, but really mean it. So this is not a surface conversation. This is a deep conversation. Not everybody is going to talk to you, but you are actually taking that risk that you open up to people. So people get to talk to you. And same goes for your online clients. Start connecting with them. I understand that I get to pay the bills. I have kids to feed. I totally get all that. How you are able to get out of that energy, put that on the side for half an hour. Start connecting with yourself. This is your body. Hug yourself. Your body has the wisdom. This is the feminine energy. You get to tap into that. Selling without hustle, because it's all an energy. And when people feel that you are really coming from your heart, your generosity, your support, that you are flowy, that you are not pushing, and you're kind, and you really care, they will want to work with you, I tell you. And this is all a soft energy. And it's the doing, like things need to be done. Chuck, 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 chuck. Yes, we work in the masculine energy as well. However, we get to do nothing. Like when you're stroking an animal, that's the feminine. It's not gonna get you anywhere. However, it's such a beautiful feeling to tap into that, to stroke the animal, love an animal, dance, put on your song and just dance. It's not gonna bring you money. However, it's gonna get you in an energy which brings you money. So these are the big differences. Or whatever works for you. Jump to your body again. And we are also very afraid to be in silence. I create for myself silence days when I don't listen to music. I haven't been watching TV for I don't know how many years. I don't need that. I get to connect with myself. I get to connect with my divine self, source, God, universe, who you ever feel connected with. Yes, you get to do the barefoot, ground yourself in the moment that you really are in your body and tap into that energy. And before you go on a call, once you are in that energy, you can recall that within seconds and start listening to people, because what you're actually bringing to people is a deep experience. And when you are able to give them that, let's say, loving, generous, kind, uplifting experience, they will be with you forever. This is what's coming to me right now, to really share with your audience that you get to tap into that energy. And that is through loving yourself. It all starts with loving yourself. And also giving yourself permission to change if you need that. Because who knows the best what you actually need in that moment? It's you.
And one of the things that I've been hearing you speak about, and actually what has been coming up with some of the other interviews, is how we feel and happiness. And what I'm hearing is a lot of the way that you're speaking of how to create is how you are, is your state of being.
Yes.
And I was wondering, you know, what do you feel like, if you were going to describe your state of being that has created success for you, if you could do that in words, how would that sound?
That's definitely joy. Joy is number one, and playfulness. Because we are here to have fun.
Yep.
And how can you make even the most difficult moment fun and playful?
Do you have an example?
Yeah, this is a good thing. It's because I was in that masculine energy because I wanted to sell as well. And how did I get out of it? I started making fun of myself. I was doing funny things on the beach, like skipping, and people were looking at me, and like walking up to people, like I would love to laugh. Do you have a joke for me? Or just telling a joke, like getting out of that totally serious thing, offering things to people. Just like that they will be extremely surprised. Because the thing is, like, you are already down. What do you have to lose? Nothing. So you might as well be in that joy energy, making fun of yourself. I really make fun of myself all the time. Yes. Even in difficult moments, I will come up with an example. But we get to laugh. So I tell you something, I just told you before, I was extremely, even though I live in Costa Rica for 7 months now, I haven't been surfing because I was so freaking scared of the waves taking me down, the board bumping on my head. And I don't know, like the stories we're telling ourselves. And this morning, just before our interview, I went surfing for the first time. And the first 5 minutes, I was so scared. Yeah, I hired an instructor. He was pushing me to the waves. I don't even like the water in my face, but I wanted, and I said, like, I don't want to go under and any of this. And I was talking loud to myself in that moment. The instructor said, like, what are you saying? And I said, I'm just talking to myself to make me calm because I was afraid. He was pushing me through the big waves so I can come back. And I went down with the board twice, totally under. And now I'm over it. This is with any experience. So where is that biggest fear in your life? You get to do that. And I tell you another example. It's one of my biggest fears was driving. I got my driver's license at the age of 20, but I have never driven. And I started driving again at 40. And I was scared to death. The first time I sat in my car with my boyfriend on a dirt road and another car was coming from the opposite direction, I actually closed my eyes in the driver's seat. I was so scared. And he said, like, did you notice that you closed my eyes? And I said, no, I was so scared. However, I sat in that car every day to practice. And this is how we do with anything. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid to connect with people? Do one call a day, just one call a day. Baby steps. And when you feel more comfortable, you do 2 calls a day. And eventually I learned driving. I bought my first car. I drove to countries and it's over. Because the stories we are telling ourselves. My mom said not everybody should drive, you should not drive. My sister said that if you were driving, I wouldn't have a calm moment. And then I said, well, I'm going to do it anyways. Because it's going to get me what I want. And these are some of the unhealed parts we are extremely afraid of. And that can turn into a quantum leap when you are actually doing it. And also trusting yourself, not letting anybody bring you down. And when I was doing those calls in that 72 hours, I was practically nonstop on Zoom and WhatsApp. Did I get no's? Of course, I got a lot of no's. It didn't happen in 5 minutes. But I told myself that I get to go on and I get to have this quantum leap. Pushing yourself through those moments, through those difficult moments, that is actually the key.
Would you say that that is pushing through personal boundaries, expansion of yourself?
Yes, we get to, this is all, I mean, you are having these conversations with yourself all your life. This is what I think. And trying new things and pushing yourself through those difficult moments, it's enough if you only do it a little. Because then you're going to go back and next time you do, go a little deeper. Baby steps all the way through. And being in that high vibration of fun energy. So for example, when I do webinars or Zoom calls or gatherings, I put on music. So even though like people come on scared, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? They don't even want to go on camera. They see me dancing and I invite them to dance with me. And when one is doing it, like, see your power, how you can change other people's mood, energy, and beliefs in a split second.
Mhm.
Like somebody who has never danced and they really get up and dance with you, that's a beautiful moment. That's a celebration moment again.
Yeah. And I just, in talking with you today, seeing your face, I'm glad everything is working, because just your words and your face, I'm feeling this pure sense of the joy that you emanate, and the peace, and just the glow that comes off of you. So for frame of reference, just, for our people who are listening today, what state of being is going to hold them back? What are the things to let go of? What kinds of things have you encountered, maybe with yourself or with your clients, that get to be let go of in order for this success of maybe the financial abundance to occur?
So I have learned that actually this is a recent thing. So it's the people pleasing part. So every time somebody is asking me something, I really check in with myself. Is the people pleaser would want to do this, or do I want to do it? So how it works for me, that I don't give yeses and nos right away. I said, okay, let me get back to you. Let me look at my calendar. Let me discuss it with a friend, because I don't know if I'm busy or not. I don't give right away answers. And this is giving me actually time to really check in, because I have been a people pleaser for too long. And the other thing is, so choosing me. Yes, I did have other people offering me, other coaches offering me assistant positions. And I said, well, I don't think I need this, because I am already there, that I can make that money. And I did. And whenever something didn't feel right, I got to say that verbally, and I got to walk away from things, which was unpleasant for some people. Mm-hmm. And this is the energy that you're choosing yourself, what works for you in the moment, without having that guilt, fear, or what will they think of me? They're not gonna like me, they're not gonna love me. And this is one of the energy you get to be in your full power. And you get to be you, and you get to choose you, giving yourself permission on a daily basis to choose you. I don't have any other words. Mm-hmm. What feels right? Because at this point, if I would have worked for a different coach, 5 hours of my day would be gone for practically very little money, let's put it this way. And how do I fill that up? So today I really did serve. I wasn't working for somebody else. I have clients before, I have clients after, and I have inquiries as well, people wanting to work with me, and it is an energy. And let me tell you, when you are putting out a post on Facebook or Instagram from a powerful place, that you are in your full power, and you are here to serve, you are here to support, people pick up on that. You don't even need to put any call to action there, because it is in that energy, it is in that post.
So that's interesting. I would love to expand on that because I only just, in the last couple of days, I participated in just a 1 hour workshop around creating copy. And copy
Okay.
includes a call to action. So this was the definition that I received, which is content is just information, which people love, and they eat it up, they enjoy it, they'll come back for it. And then, but then copy includes the content plus a call to action. So I think for those of us who are listening who are in the world of online coaching or any type of coaching, know that we often, when we offer something free, then we have a call to action at the end. So now you're saying that this can be done without the call to action. And this
Yes.
actually appeals to me. I mean, yes, sometimes I want to have a call to action, you know, I do. And other times I just want to say, hey, here's something important that I think you need to know. And I'm sharing it. So, I mean, I can guess what you're going to say, but I want to hear it. I want to hear the Ildikó story around, you know, just putting something out there that then doesn't have a call to action. Can you just expand on that for us a little more?
This could be a visual presentation. It could be a video with a very short text. Like maybe you are eating, it could be a video of people having fun, a joy energy. And just writing a very, very, that this is how I've been spending my weekend with my family. All my relationships are healed. And this is the joy we are having every weekend. For example, I'm still playing with this as well, but can you imagine if you're actually from generosity, you're sharing your story, things you have overcome for a couple of days without any call to action. Like I would share that, yes, my superpower is love, and this is how I get up in the morning. Why don't you try this practice? Maybe it works for you too. And that's it. You don't need any call to action. And some people really resonate with this, with a really beautiful visual element, like my hand is on my heart and I'm looking at you in the camera, thinking that it's so beautiful to connect with you. And the energy is right there. And if people connect you, sending you a message like, how can I have more of that? Or they start following you.
Mm-hmm.
And once you put out a masterclass, maybe in 10 days or in 2 weeks, they said, okay, I've been following this woman. She has been giving me a lot of excellent advices. She shared little nuggets from her life, how she has overcome fear, how she has overcome doubt. What is she eating that she looks so good? What is the exercise she's doing every day? I want to know more. And this is the other side, right? That's the feminine side, like putting yourself out there, being that generous person, because like I want to lead women as well. Like we didn't talk about the branding I just went into, but I want to give my clients the branding experience that people get right away what their product is, what their soul is all about. And this is the visual storytelling of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
that the colors match, the font match.
Mm-hmm.
They have had a beautiful photo shoot. They glow in their beauty feminine thing. And this is what they bring to the world in their full power. And this is only like, let's say, through Instagram.
And I knew this was coming. It just naturally unfolded because we started to talk about, you know, the content and just putting out there, being generous with your information. And you have just recently switched into helping empower people through branding. And I just want to hear about that shift and how that occurred, and like how you feel differently now that you're doing something different.
Well, I want to tell you a little background. So I've been really all over the world. I did catering. I was a waitress for 10 years. I'm actually a certified guide. I was doing guiding. I'm originally from Europe, Hungary, which is really far away from Costa Rica.
Yeah.
I was doing bus tours over there, showing them Budapest. I have a college degree, which is similar to psychology, it's like social working. I'm also a goldsmith. I love creative stuff. I had my own jewelry line for a while. I worked in a call center for many years, fixing technical problems on the phone in German and English, and so much more. So I'm asking you, like, what did you ever get paid for? Because you already have those skills. And what are your friends coming you for? Because those are actually gifts as well. And you get to implement all this in your business. And I've been doing Kabbalah readings for almost 10 years, reading people on a soul level. And now I put all of this in a different thing, because I have actually realized that I'm really watching people on Instagram and Facebook, and I have an opinion right away what they could do better, how I would actually change them, how I would actually change the visual appearance or their appearance. And I said, well, I might as get paid for this, because I have so much joy and fun with this.
Oh, so choosing to be a branding expert for you was actually choosing joy.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I still get to do the coaching I love, but now I get to use my creative side as well. So it's like, and do we need to be labeled one? We don't. It's just whatever is coming, and it's like giving myself permission to do something different.
And you've done a lot of somethings different. That's pretty amazing. Yeah. And I knew that we were going to be talking about the quantum pivot today. And it's what I'm hearing is this is something that you have done a lot. You've done the pivot quite a bit. Yes. Was there an energy that you tapped into to help you with that? How did you recognize it when it was time for a pivot? Can you share those things?
The experience there's a point when you realize that something is not working. So the question is, how big is the gap until you're actually giving yourself permission to do that? Because this can happen in 5 minutes. Then you say, fuck that, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Or you're sitting on it for a week, for a month, for 5 more years. Because all the answers are within. And you know it. Of course, is it easy to pack everything in your suitcase and move out and go to a different country? No, it's not. Yeah, emotionally, this was not an easy thing for me. Mm-hmm. But I knew that it's not working. So why would I waste more of my beautiful time with this? And waste my ex-partner's time as well? Because this way, we both get a chance to meet somebody new.
Yeah.
And this goes for you in your business. Like maybe you're doing something which is not giving you any joy, but you think you've been doing this so long and it's just going to happen. It's not going to happen because you are not in that joy energy, and people feel that. So you might as well pick something which brings you, you feel free. You cannot wait to start the day. So my question is like, are you jumping out of your bed to do your work or go to work? Because that is the highest frequency of all. And yes, these things like is it easy to leave like a workplace where you have been there for maybe 15 years? But I'm not saying you have to leave your workplace. Start on the weekends when you have time, start building up your business. Get that confidence, get that power. Because we also get to feel safe in a way. However, sometimes we get to jump out from the plane and you know exactly which those moments are. Nobody can tell you that, but it's in your soul, it's in your gut, it's in your heart that you know that I gotta make that leap right now. And also, like, maybe you're working at a workplace and they don't appreciate you. You haven't asked for any raise. So what's holding you back? Because you are not seeing your value. That's a leap. Walking up to your boss and telling your boss how you feel and what you think of yourself, telling him about the results you have brought to the company. And also, it's many times we don't feel appreciated in our family. Women do this.
Yeah.
The mothers who are actually prioritizing everybody. And it's up to here, right? And you get to talk to your family. This is all a communication, telling everybody that it's enough. Now I get to choose me. And yes, the guilt is gonna kick in because that's the first sign. I'm coming from that place, so I know exactly. And you still get to go on. You get to create that time for yourself, away from your family, feeding your soul.
Yeah.
If it's going dancing or going for yoga twice a week, or just hanging out with your friends, going for a coffee, or just going for a walk alone because you want to be alone. Nobody can change your routine or your life. However, you can. You are the only one.
Yeah. And what I heard you say a while back, I'm just going to repeat it in a different way and see if it's landing with me. And that is like when you chose to change your where you live, the relationship that you're in, or what it is you decide to do. You were talking about, choosing joy, and then you went on to discuss, where things aren't working, how long are you going to stay in that with the gap. I really liked it that you talked about the gap, as in how uncomfortable are you willing to get before you shift. And I look at that as following the flow. Where's the ease and grace? To me, this is one of what I talk about, earth codes. Ease and grace is the first code that we get to absorb. It's like what the earth has to offer in her DNA. I call it a code, but it's like a DNA sequence in a way. And if we're not following the flow and creating ease and grace, it is difficult to create. That's the first step in becoming abundant, is go where the flow is. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm hearing that correctly, because to me, that's the quantum energy that you're talking about right there. Yes,
it is.
Yeah. Excellent.
And for me, this is like the key element in this whole thing, is giving yourself permission, because nobody can ever give you permission. you get to do that for yourself.
Yeah. What's the first thing you tell somebody who decides to work with you?
The first thing I tell somebody who decides to work with me, see, everybody is different, and I look at my clients and I tap into them and I see where they are stuck, but everybody's stuck somewhere else. But what do I tell them? That I'm gonna have a VIP and we get to create results. And I just had a call with my client today in the morning, and I told her, okay, we are in urgency. Life is now, and before you send that email to your client, I want to see it, and it gets to be today. And she was looking at me, and I said, you're paying me to do this, so let's go. Because like this is how we create results. Because the biggest thing with the people that they don't find the time to take the action because they want to procrastinate. So did I at some point, of course. And this is like in that moment, holding their hand and just do it. We just did a Facebook Live today for the first time ever with one of my clients who has been pushing that away for many years. And these are those quantum leaps.
Yeah. I find you to be such an inspiration. And I truly appreciate your gentle passion. And I feel like what we've discussed today that's super key for everybody to take home is, at least for me, here's what I'm hearing for me, is if I want to get good at being somebody who does the quantum pivot, recognize where I'm unhappy, fill the gap, make the pivot and leap for the joy and go after the joy. And it's that simple. So, you know, we are wrapping up, but I want to know if there's anything we haven't covered that you think is important that everybody gets to hear.
So going back to this joy, you get to implement joy every day. So the question you're going to ask yourself while you're sipping your coffee or drinking your tea in the morning, what is the joy I get to experience today with myself? How does that look like? And just one of those moments a day, because we are all different. What works for one doesn't work for the other mom. But like experiencing different things on a daily, tapping into that joy. Maybe you just go on Instagram and watch funny animal videos. I do that all the time as well.
I do that too.
They're so funny and they change my energy in a split second. It can be anything. I used to carry a humor book with me and just read one of those things. Like, how do you shift? Of course, like I can get angry as well. Everybody can. We all have that. But the question is, how quick can you come out of that and go into joy and laugh at yourself and just go on?
Beautiful. Thank you. So if anybody here would like to get in touch with you, can you share your contact information now?
Yes, well, I'm going to leave a link here. So if anybody would love to.
It'll be included in the email. So this is for the note takers out there.
That's okay. Just feel free to connect with me. I'm very happy to jump on a call with you. And let's take it from there. Whatever you're feel called to, it's you're looking for a soul aligned business, new branding, or you just want to connect. I'm happy to connect with you.
Okay. And don't worry, everybody, Ildikó's contact information will be in the body of the email. You'll be able to get in touch with her and enjoy speaking with her. And I just want to thank you so much for being here today. This has truly been, for me, one of for me personally, most resonating conversations I've had for the summit. You know, everybody is full of amazing wisdom. I'm just feeling some similarities between us and how we like to operate that have really spoken to me. And I really want to thank you for that.
Thank you so much for your feedback, Amanda. And I love being here, and we all get to spread the good word. So, you know, people step into their powers, they create those quantum leaps, and they all claim what they came here to get.
Yeah, excellent. All right, Earth Nation people out there, thank you for being with us today, and we'll be back. This isn't the last you've heard of us.